Welcome, Libra, to your February 2026 tarot reading. I hope you all are doing fantastic today and always. And welcome to all of those who are new and anyone who's already been here. Like I call my frequent flyers, I appreciate y'all. Let's get started. Also, please hit that like button. It really does help the channel, helps us to connect, as well as leaving comments. Let me know where you're watching from or just to say hi, anything. I appreciate them all. So I'm going to use this Echoes of Atlantis for your reading today. Current situation is the Temperance. And let's keep going. Present influence. Knight of Swords. Unseen or unknown is the King of Swords. Okay. Unexpected. Five of Wands. What to look for? The Star. I like that. My Star's my favorite card. Challenge. No matter where it shows up. The Fool, Strength, Ace of Swords. Oh, you know you have to do it. That's the feeling I'm getting. This is also you probably here. Let's look. Where does this lead? Like Ace of Wands, new stuff happening. Five of Pentacles, a little scary. The Tower. We'll get into that. Emperor's at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with an Aries, or anyone that has, like is a true leader, controlling a little bit. Someone, well, I mean, they're not controlling. They like to have control. They're very they make decisions. They aren't afraid to say, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. So I do feel like that is that energy. This could have something to do with that. And it could be a relationship. Although could be anything. I mean, honestly, there's no cards here that are screaming love. There's no cards here screaming work either. So it could be just, you're something else that you're dealing with. You have the Temperance in your current situation, which is that beautiful card right there. And here's the Knight of Swords in your present influence. So I do feel like that Knight of Swords is not necessarily a person, but an energy. I do feel like it is an energy that has come in or will come in rather chaotically. Now, the Temperance is your current energy and or situation that this reading is about. This means that, like, from that chaotic energy, whatever this is, now it could be a person that came in chaotically and fast and like, oh crud. Um, the Temperance is just kind of saying that you're like not willing to deal with chaos. This is happening, but you're taking it and tempering it, basically softening it up a little bit, keeping it a little bit more in balance. You want it to be more precise, not so chaotic. So I think that's you taking the situation and calming it down. Let's clarify this. I'm going to use the Ghost deck to clarify. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords. What is this chaotic energy, or who or what is this? It could be a person, because we do have the King of Swords and the Unseen. Let's see. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, it definitely could be strength. Could be like someone, it could be a job offer, to be honest with you. Or this could be, these cards don't look like they go together. They don't, not the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. But I do feel like, yeah, the strength makes sense to me, like having to stay strong. But I feel like this might have been something you've been waiting for. Could be have to do with job, money, another person, an earth sign, or even like, when I first pulled this queen, I thought job offer. Like that's what I thought. So this may be that coming in. The reason why the strength is here is I think it's about you having to have waited or have had to have patience. You've had to have that strength to be patient about what's happening and what's coming in. The Temperance, tell us more about the Temperance and the current situation. Maybe there's more to learn here. Tell us about this. Ace of Wands, okay. Interesting, because the Ace of Wands is over here too with the Magician. Oh, and there's that Emperor showing up again. This may be someone in your life. maybe you trying to take control. But yeah, see, there is something new here. And the magician, I feel like you're almost saying, well, wait a minute. The temperance is more of an even, emotionally balanced energy. Ace of Wands is not. It's all in, man. It's Ace of Wands. So, and the magician, though, I look at the magician sometimes as a sleight of hand. There could be some kind of someone not showing you their full hand, or this could be like, okay, is this really true? Like you say, you want to know if this opportunity is real, or are you being handed a bunch of bullshit? You're going, okay, is this real or not? Is this, like, I'm sorry, bull or not? So I feel like that's where you're at with that temperance, and that's why you're there. This is a new opportunity, and you're wondering if it's real or not. So you've kind of, I don't want to say you've stepped away from it. You are tempering it to make sure that you don't jump into something that maybe, that you don't understand. I will say, I think it's good because it comes over here. Now we do have the Five of Pentacles in the Tower after that, so there could be a little wonky stuff going on. Um, the King of Swords is in what you don't see. I mean, I love these cards. They're really pretty. They're a little bit hard for me to read because I read intuitively by the pictures and the cards a lot. I use the cards, and these are all blue, so they all feel soft to me when some cards are definitely not soft. Um, just because they're blue. So tell me more about this King of Swords. What more? But I do love the cards. Okay. Three of Swords, King of Swords. Your the way you're handling this situation could be in response to being hurt in the past by someone. And this could be an air sign, which is the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So you could be like going, I don't want to be hurt again. But I feel like that's like in the back of your head, and you might not even be realizing it because it's in the unseen position. And some of you could be realizing it, but there's something here that you're worried about. Again, maybe that's why that temperance card's there. I want to really look at it. I want to make sure no one's taking advantage of me. I want to make sure everything's good. I really feel like that's what that's saying, because you have the five. We'll do the Five of Wands first. The Five of Wands in your unexpected energy, which is a little bit of a conflict. It's not, when I see the Five of Wands, it's more like an argument, difference of opinion, competition, where the Five of Swords is a little more like someone's not playing fairly. So this is not necessarily a bad card, but I feel like unexpectedly you might feel like there's either competition or you get a little frustrated. Tell me more about this Five of Wands. What do our Libras need to know about this Five of Wands, please? Five of Wands. Okay, there's that Fool again. Two of Cups. So, see, we have the Fool in your challenge as well. So I think if this is some kind of partnership, you're conflicted about taking a leap of faith with this thing. Keep in mind this King of Swords with the Three of Swords, that is in your unseen, and you might not even be realizing that's playing a part in how you're feeling about this. Maybe you don't, that frustration or that, I don't want to say it's competition. It's not. It's like you're not ready to make a decision. You're really conflicted about it. And I think it comes from the fact that, do I really want to start something new here? This is not necessarily love. For some of you, it could be, but it is a partnership, or at least a coming together, which I think is that Knight of Swords too. We talked about the energy that Emperor keeps popping up, guys, all over. Like that's the second time it's shown up in the bottom of this deck. It was at the bottom of this deck. So it kind of keeps rearing its head. Um, might be asking you to take control of the situation as well. Um, the Star is in what to look for. I think what this is asking you, the Star is your true dreams. Okay, so Your Nine of Cups could be the desire to date someone really nice looking, all right? Or your Nine of Cups could be, I want this brand new beautiful car, or this that type of desire. I mean, it can be more than that, but then the star is definitely more than that. The star is what's going to take you into the future. Your star is your long term desires, your true heart desires. Like this would be the true mate that not only do you marry and stay with forever, but they're that perfect, companion, and or the job that you love for a long period of time, doing a job that you just absolutely love, things that take you into the future, not just into the temporary thing. Anything more about this star? So it's asking you to make sure that this is, look at what do you really want. That's what this is asking you to look at. The moon, be clear, be clear, be clear, be clear. And then with the Queen of Swords could absolutely be you, gender non-specific. Be sure what you want. This is what you want before like making big decisions here. The moon can be about being unclear. That's why I'm saying it's saying make sure you know that you see everything. Ask questions, that kind of thing. Keep in mind, I think that's what it's leading to. So your challenge here is the Fool. Do I want to take a leap of faith or not? Do I want to start something new? You are ready, but you are tempering that chaotic energy, remember. So you are definitely not ready to dive into it. It's definitely, that's why I feel like that Fool is there in the challenge. Tell me more about the Fool, please. What more about this challenge? Why is this a challenge? Queen of Cups. Yeah, you want to make sure you love this. You want to make sure, yes. You and Ace of Wands showing up again. Yeah, you want to make sure this is what you want. That's exactly what it is. Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups. This needs to fulfill you. You need to feel comfortable here. You want to jump in, but you want to also make sure it's right. So that is why it's a conflict. That's why it's in your challenge. It's almost like, I want to do this well, but I got to make sure it's right. The Ace of Swords is in your strength, which is truth. It's also Ace is your sign. I mean, the sword is your sign, so it's the beginning, and so it feels good. Like it's like more than you might believe you do, and it's telling you that you do. That maybe things you see them more clearly than you might think you do, because it's showing up in your strength, which means you need to know about it. Maybe you need to be told again. Anything more with this Ace of Swords? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Queen of Cups. You know exactly what you want. And you know whether you have room to do it and you're ready for it. So keep that in mind, that you have to trust yourself a little bit here, trust your intuition, trust your knowledge, trust that you'll do the right thing. And then you can decide whether to move forward. Ace of Cups showing up, the Two of Cups again. There's something nice going on here. So where does this all lead? It goes to Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Tower. This is very interesting to me because the Ace of Wands is definitely a new opportunity. The Five of Pentacles can be like a little backing away from that new opportunity. The Five of Pentacles is not an easy card. It depends on how it lands and the cards around it. We'll definitely clarify it, but it can definitely mean like feeling like, oh shoot, like did I make a bad decision? Because you're going to feel kind of like you missed something, or you know, you might be worried about how it's going to work out. The Five of Pentacles can be about loss, like loss of money, or like you're just not in the right place, kind of down on your luck. So that might be the feeling that you get. But everything changes with the Tower following that. Let's take a look at each of these because they're all interesting enough to clarify. What is the Ace of Wands for our Libras? What's the Ace of Wands? Okay, that's the Star. That's your new opportunity. Yeah, Star with the Temperance. You're ready for it. Boom. Star, that dream, that thing, and what you're supposed to be looking for, right? You know that you want it to be temperance, more temperate, more emotionally balanced. You want this to be good, in a great way. You don't want it to be chaotic, this Knight of Swords. So this new beginning is exactly that. And I think you see that and you take advantage of it. What this is to you, it's going to be different for everybody. But it is definitely love for some of you. Five of Pentacles is after that. Okay, what is this issue with the Five of Pentacles here? Now, we have to remember that, and I always say this, anytime we have hard cards, these aren't, most of the time, they're not long-term things. They're part of going through new opportunities. Ace of Wands. It doesn't mean that the whole time in that new opportunity, it doesn't have some hard moments. It's life, right? Okay, so Five of Pentacles. Yes, very interesting. You're going to feel Knight of Cups with the Five of Swords. You're going to feel kind of like, okay, was I being told a lie? So there's part of you that feels like you're being deceived again by this offer, this new beginning. I feel like it's part of this offer, the Knight of Cups. And you're going to feel like you're being deceived with the Five of Swords. I don't know that you are. Okay. My overall thing is this is how you feel. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's really happening, because I feel like the Tower is saying that that kind of energy is going to change here for you. So tell me, let's look about the Tower. And what is the Tower? What is the Tower happening here? And why is that here? What is the Tower? Okay, Two of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Definitely a partnership forming here. But I think what that Tower is slowing things down again. You go from the chaotic energy up here with that Knight of Swords to the Ace of Wands, which is not chaotic, but it's fast and has a lot of energy and passion, tiring. Then this is saying the Page of Pentacles is slow. Your pentacles are more slow. Um, they're detailed, but they're slow. And what they do kind of lasts longer than what maybe like a wand or it would be. And I do feel like that's what this is saying. The change is you slowing down. You want this relationship, but you want to make sure that you understand everything that's happening here. Now that's why I say it could be a partnership as well, because the Page of Pentacles studies, learns, discovers, and they work really hard to do that. They really do. You have a good opportunity coming in, and you're handling it right by tempering down that chaotic energy of the Knight of Swords, which could be an opportunity, by the way. So you're going to temper it down a little bit, and I think that's good. And I feel like the rest of the month takes you into a really good opportunity. I think the five is just, when you have good things happen, sometimes we look at them and say, oh, is this really good? We get worried about it. So let's pull an oracle card for you. I'm looking at the cheat sheet. I have a cheat sheet here where to find these cards in the book. Okay, so this is the Somnia Oracle. I didn't use the Somnia at all today. So let's see what the Somnia Oracle says. Okay, we've got the Ward. Just a sec. Let me put stuff down. The Ward is 31. Yes. Okay. So that's the card. He has a book. If you can't see it, he does have a book in his lap. The key words to this card are protection, boundaries, isolation, wisdom, craft, and vocation. The Ward depicts the power of protection and the sanctity of boundaries, both physical and metaphysical. The sorcerer's ritual is not just an act of protection, but a deliberate withdrawal into a space where he can harness his own power. The sorcerer calls upon ancient knowledge to form the boundary, indicating the necessity of external wisdom in maintaining one's defense. While this protective circle insulates him from danger, it also severs connection with the outside world. It reminds us that in the pursuit of creating boundaries, we must allow space for connections with others. And I think that's what's saying here, because you've talked about, and the cards were showing boundaries here a little bit, like being afraid of being hurt, but at the same time you can't keep everyone away, that you have to also have those connections as well. So there you have your reading, Libra. Sorry, I almost said Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, hit that thumbs up button. Take care, have a beautiful day.